Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or you're just happy to see me?
Hello, everyone, and you're looking now at Steph's chair. She must have just gotten up to get something. But hopefully we have an entertaining show for you this evening. I apparently, just found out from Steph that we'll be covering this article first. That apparently in the LA Times, after 3 seasons of Cobra Kai, they are now complaining about Cobra Kai too white. Pretty much. There's Steph. So I was just telling them that we'll be covering the article you were telling me about and how after 3 seasons they're complaining now about Cobra Kai being too white.
Yeah.
Too white, too white. Even though it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter about the character arcs. It doesn't matter about any developments or things like that. Nope. It stars 2 straight white males, and that is a no-no. That is a no-no apparently. And after 3 seasons, they're it's how they wait until a show becomes really popular and then they just strike with their stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, that's what they're doing now. So, I don't know. While we bring that article up, I'm gonna say hello to the chat. We'll go into that article. We'll cover the It's not exactly a new rumor per se, but now there's a rumor going around that they're going to be developing a sequel series to the Batman the Animated Series for HBO Max, and that's kind of goes in line with another rumor that happened a little while back that they were going to remake the series. So I don't know. It's just a rumor right now. We'll see what pans out. I doubt they will. I hope they don't really, because you don't really want to mess with perfection at this point. That's what I think they would do. Wonder Woman is now officially rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe look at the 10 ways the DC Universe is going to change in their future state lineup in the DC Comics. And then anything more that we cover before. I normally would say before the Raging Geek Jedi show, but it's no longer the Raging Geek Jedi show. And I don't know what the name is.
Yeah, they're gonna reveal it on stream tonight, aren't they?
Yeah. They're going to reveal it on stream tonight. I don't know what it is, so don't ask me. I will ignore your comments in the chat if you do constantly do that. But yeah, so I will be on that show. So we're going to kind of try to get all this in about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. And we'll go from there. But so let me say hello to the chat. And then get into the stupidity, pretty much.
Yeah.
So first off, it's Orange Chat Reviews. Missed last weekend. I'm not missing this weekend. Thank you so much, Orange Chat Reviews. Nice to see you. This is totally sus. Right here. No way would there be an Autobot Megatron. I'm sorry, totally sus. But he says, greetings, fellow Autobots. Happy evening to you all. I'm going to keep my eye on you, Autobot Megatron. I don't exactly trust you. Fenrir, the Ice Wolf, hello there. Brian McCann, well, we don't really have a guest on this episode. We might have guests in the future, but right now you just have us 2 lovely ladies for this week giving our opinions on whatever pop culture topic comes up. Tim F, Hail Mara and Steph, good to see you. I know you have a comment that I had to approve because my mods weren't in the chat just yet. Let me see, go on. Your comment was, I gotta scroll back up. What up? Just finished season 1 of Cobra Kai. It's the shit going to start the other season soon. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, season 1, very, very good. Very, very good. Dave Myers, I thought I was going to be late, but then I realized where I was. Well, I mean, okay. I can't say this without throwing my co-host under the bus. I'm on time because I'm on time on my computer.
I was technically on time.
He was technically on time. 20 seconds to go. She was technically on time. So, but she was, and then I went through what we were going to be covering. So, yes, you weren't late, Corey. You weren't late. But we weren't exactly nerdrotics late. Let's put it that way. We weren't exactly nerdrotics. Drunk 3PO's Fedora, hail Steph, Mara, and the chat. Good to see you. Raging Rhino, hey, Raging Rhino, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the new title of your show is. Thank you so much for showing up, and I will add you for Call of Duty. I haven't forgotten. I'm going to do it tomorrow because I was re-downloading a bunch of games on my PS4 that I had to pull from my library again because when I did the reboot of the software system, it threw all my games into the library. So, and that ended up eating all my data. So I basically was just pulling games back from that onto my PS4. That's when I'm spending time doing that. Mark Jacobs, hello, ladies. Brian Juarez, good evening. Yes, this is when I guess you had stepped away from your chair. Oh my God, it's a trap. Cobra Kai needs a black boyfriend. All right, yes, they need more diversity apparently. So good to see you. It's a trap. Now, Peter Hahn, Amara, I have a big problem with diversity in Zootopia. No humans in it at all. Yeah, I agree. No humans in it at all. No, not enough diversity. Not enough diversity. Well, there was this comment from It's a Trap. Sorry, it jumped on me. Batman had a sequel series. It was called Batman Beyond. I will agree with that to an extent. But I don't know. This is a rumor, like I said. I doubt we'll see it come to fruition. So there you go. Raging Rhino. Right directed at you, Steph.
What?
The comment, yeah. So, Daniel James, hello.
Hi, Daniel.
I guess YM is supposed to be my, or I don't know. Lovely ladies. But good to see you, Daniel. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. Because we're gonna blame Lyndon for no full Ozzy this morning. Pretty much. I think it's how it's gonna go. Right now, I don't know if you saw the chat for that.
No. That chat goes way too fast.
Well, it's actually really slow this morning, so you should be able to catch up.
I feel like I have so much to catch up on. And then Daniel and they start talking about, I don't know, cars and just other things.
If you're talking about the exchange between Toxic Brews,
Toxic.
They really weren't talking about sports. They were basically
I don't know what they were talking about.
Going back and forth, trying to cancel each other. So that's how that started. Howdy, Mara and Steph. How's it going? Cobra Kai never dies, but Wonder Woman 84 box office does. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It plummeted hard after the first week. I'm sure we will, Raging Rhino. I'm sure we will. Let's see. So I'm making sure that I say hello to everyone. I started playing it right before the holidays, and then a combination of the holidays and getting sick, I kind of stopped playing it. And now that I'm slowly returning to normalcy, I'm going to resume playing it. I don't think I'm going to exactly stream it online when I return to my Twitch channel because there really is no demand to watch it, pretty much. Anyone streaming right now, given what CD Projekt Red did leading up to the release of Cyberpunk 2077. But I will eventually return to Twitch. I've been getting my emote situation figured out. I've been getting the panel situation figured out. I've kind of showed Steph some of the stuff that I've been doing.
Looks cool.
Badges for bit badges and so forth for my channel. So once I have all that taken care of, like my page itself updated and a time schedule kind of sorted out with streaming on YouTube and so forth, I will get back to playing on Twitch. I'm also going to be getting fairly cheap new TV, so that way hopefully when I do stream back on Twitch, it'll be a clearer picture than what people were saying when I was streaming on Twitch. So that's my goal there. So we'll see how it goes. Phil is nearly finished with Cobra Kai. Let me know what you think. What you think of it. I enjoyed it. I actually, people were saying I've heard some people say it's like the worst of the season so far, but I actually liked it better than season 2. For me, season 1 was
good. I thought season 2 was okay, but season 3 was better than season 2.
Yeah, I think
That's what I think, but some people are saying that, or I've heard that season 2 was better than season 3. So I guess it just depends.
Yeah, it just depends on basically opinions are subjective. Really, for me, season 1 was near perfection, and then it dipped with season 2 because it was all about the sort of basically the teen drama. It's what I kind of took me out of it.
Thank you. That's what I said. Season 2, right?
Yeah, it took me out of it a little bit. It was a little too much teen drama. I know that shit happens. I was in high school, so I know that shit does happen. But when I'm watching a show, I don't want it to feel like I'm watching the CW all over again when I was in college. That's so it got a little too much for me, and that's why I think like this season is better for me because you still have that drama between the teenagers, but it's not like the focus as much of a focus as it was in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Don't at me.
Oh, she's gonna at you.
I know that people are gonna
You
at me.
her.
They're gonna at me. So I know I saw. I don't know if I'll do a COD stream, but I'll definitely start back into playing Call of Duty. I'm gonna. Yes, Rhino's happy with this. So he's happy about that. Daniel James, I made a new meme. Put in the. Either send it to us individually or put it in the group chats. I really want to see it. Let me make sure I say hello to everyone. Well, technically, he's not from Victoria, but he has Victorian in him, so we're still blaming him. Myra doesn't even check her own messages.
I know, I'm responding back to him in the chat or right now, like
Right.
in the feed. I just saw it.
Oh, this chat jumps on me too much. I'm sorry. I'm trying to there was. I know it's just a hater. Jeremy Swiggs, hello. You ladies look lovely tonight. Steph, your hair looks different somehow. It looks pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. Luke Skywalker should be in the Batman the Animated Series sequel. It'll make it better.
But Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, but Luke Skywalker makes it better. Makes it better. Poet Scotty, good evening.
Cobra Kai didn't need Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm. Tori is batshit insane. I'm glad they actually had a scene discussing that. Yeah, like that's why again, it's another reason it kind of took me out. Yes, now I have there's a background to it as to why she's like that, so I can. I'm like, okay, fine, all right, that's cool. But in season 2, when you just have a batshit insane character with no real, at least a bit of exposition as to why she is, I'm like you're just a crazy chick. Why do I even have to care about your why should I care about your character? That's what I'm asking. Whenever I would watch her scenes.
Yeah.
So there it is. But she has a little bit of now depth to her character in season 3. And $5 super chat from Drunk 3PO. Can't stay, but showing some love. Thank you, Drunk 3PO. And let us know.
Jay only ever gives us $5. Have you noticed that?
I know.
In other streams, he'll throw out $20.
Yeah, he only gives me 5.
But he only gives Mara 5. What is that?
I know. Drunk is sexist confirmed. But let us know also when you're possibly going to be resuming the Monday night streams, or if you're going to be resuming them at all. So I have an idea of my schedule next week for streams. No, if you could do that, Drunk, that'd be much appreciated. So, yeah, a celebrity in the chat. Yes, he has nearly 30,000 subscribers.
Oh my god, go Jay!
And it really helps. It really helps when you not only schmooze Star Wars Theory, but you can get Gina Carano to do an interview with you. I guess I guess when we beg hard enough, like Drunk 3PO was doing, eventually he's like, fine, I'll do it, just stop harassing me. So that's how it went.
Oh my god.
So, and $2 Australian super chat from Lethal Lightning. Oh my god. These bitches be looking fine with a bunch of emojis. Thank you very much, Lethal Lightning. I hope like I said, I hope we have an entertaining show for you all. And I gotta open up my Twitter because did you send the link to that? Did you forget? I'm gonna open up my Twitter on another tab. So give me a minute, folks, so I can at least have my messages open. I can open up the link. But yes.
Okay. So there's that one because the stupid LA Times link doesn't work because you need to be a subscriber to LA Times.
Let me see if I can find an article. I mean, if it was in the LA Times, generally other sources pick it up.
Yeah, I know. I gave you a couple of them.
Okay. So me. All right. I'm gonna open up this one.
Hey, how come that one failed to send?
Well, I got the link, so I got the Hollywood.com one, so I have that one open. So let's open this up, people, because guess what? Cobra Kai is just too white. Share screen. Where is? All right. LA Times. Netflix's Cobra Kai is too white. The 80s reboot is a streaming sensation, but journalists demand more diversity. So, yes, hello, Lethal Lightning. And yes, this is LA stuff. So, but okay. So, obviously, the show has now gained in popularity.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a sensation just when it started with season 1. And it just hooks people in more and more with each successive season. But now, just like you said, Steph, last week, they're going to start complaining it's not diverse enough.
Yeah, because it's a popular show. And I was telling Mara before we started the stream, we totally called it. It is a popular show, and people are going to complain about it because it is an extremely popular show, and it stars a bunch of white men, and people are going to start complaining about it. And what happened? Boom! They started complaining about it because
they started
it's
complaining about it.
White.
And yes, we can't have nice things anymore because
I can hear him yelling that in my head.
Yeah, yes. we can hear him.
Which is the most distinctive voice I've ever heard. I can hear him yelling it in my head.
Like I can hear it too. I just see him having an aneurysm at his desk chair right now while he's like watching us, because yes, we can't have nice things anymore because hold on, I'm gonna highlight this one. I volunteer to be the black boyfriend on Cobra Kai and bring so much needed diversity. Yes, it's a trap. So basically, like to people, these people, diversity only goes skin deep. So it's skin color, gender, and sexuality, pretty much. That's like their idea of diversity. Never mind its diversity of characters, diversity of their backgrounds, diversity of their philosophies, diversities of their ideas. You have like basically just this picture here. Johnny and Daniel, different characters. Yes, they're two white men, but they're very different in how they view basically the world around them, their philosophies, like, you know, what, like where Daniel ended up in his life and where Johnny ended up in his life, and how that molded each character to the point where we see them now in the show. But that's not diverse enough.
No, it's not. And for me, when I'm watching the show, a lot of times when I'm watching it, I feel like and I've said this plenty of times before, a lot of times when I'm watching it, I feel like at the heart of the show is Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
At the heart of the show, it's like they want to honor him properly. So
who's not a white man? Who is not? They overlooked that.
Not at all. Not at all. And I read the LA Times article, and like after I was done reading it, like it gave me that stupid pop-up that said subscribe. And so now every time I go to that stupid website, it says subscribe. So I can't send it to you. But yeah, I know it's dumb.
Yeah.
But
don't have a conniption, Rhino.
But you know, never mind that. Never mind that. When I watch the show, and you know, it's almost like it's a not a gut punch, but like it's a heartstring pull almost every single time that Mr. Miyagi is referenced, or that you hear someone reference him in the show. That it's like he's the heart of the show, and without even actively being in the show, you know, why can't they recognize that, you know, at the heart? But you know, yeah, sure, it's the cast is too white, but the cast is the cast. The cast was this cast.
Yeah.
When the Karate Kid movies came out, it was this cast.
What's this? That's what I'm saying. Basically, we're gotten to a point now where, like, basically just diversity is skin deep. So I grew up like most people on 80s, 90s movies where it didn't matter who the star was. It didn't matter like the entirety of the cast. What mattered was, did the movie entertain me? Did the show entertain me? Pretty much. Did I empathize with any of the characters? That's all that mattered. It didn't matter what the characters looked like. For example, yes, Steph gets flack for watching The Walking Dead. I'll occasionally go back and watch Walking Dead episodes. One of my favorite characters was Michonne. Last time I checked, I'm not a black woman, but I liked her character because I empathize with their character, more than others.
Yeah. Glenn was a huge fan favorite on that character, and so is Daryl.
Yeah.
Because like they will not kill off Daryl. In fact, he's like the lead now in the Walking Dead show.
Armor at this
because he's a fan favorite because so many fans love him, but he's not diverse, right?
No, but like there were literally times to a point where I even had a shirt that said, "If Daryl dies, we riot."
Oh, we riot! Yeah.
And there's some people like that because he's such a, like you said, a fan favorite. People still love his character.
Yeah, and
primarily because of his arc. Yeah,
because of the writing, and that's what makes this show so successful. Is the story, the writing, the way they're honoring the previous movies that came before it, and the way that they don't have to tear down what came before it in order to make this show good, like Star Wars did. They don't have to tear down the past to make these newer, younger children or kids or teen, whatever, more relevant.
They didn't have to do that.
Just because the kids are diverse in the movie or in the show, the students, there's a more diverse group of students. You don't have to tear down these characters to bring up these
they didn't because the season 1, if you go back and watch season 1, that primarily focused on Johnny and Daniel. We were figuring out where they ended up, what were their lives like, how did they get to where they are at now. And then the second season focused more on the teenagers, and now we're getting to a point where everything's coming together. The older generation and the younger generation.
Exactly. Exactly. Season 1, and I think that's why I didn't really necessarily like season 2 very much, just because it didn't focus too heavily on Johnny as much as season 1 did. You're absolutely right. Season 1 was a lot of Johnny and a lot of Daniel, and let's catch up to speed what these two have been doing. Season 2 was let's give you a little bit more of the teens. And then this new season, I feel like was a really good balance between the two.
Where you focus on these two and then you focus on the kids.
They did an excellent job of balancing everything while at the same time giving you something that was respectful to what came before. Giving you something that was entertaining, giving you something that you will absolutely love and look forward to episode. And now when it's over, you're looking forward to season 4. They're just doing an excellent job. But I guarantee you that some people that are writing these articles, they probably just looked at the IMDb page and saw like, okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Like 10 white characters. Like what is going on? How many?
What's that feminist test where it's like a movie passes like the tests for like how often women are on screen or are they having conversations that aren't centered around men or so forth, and you're actually people that are like watching these movies and checking off things like that. It's like, it passes this test pretty much. There's actual tests out there like that. But I'm going to $5 super from Orange Chat Reviews. They don't like the fact that it's successful and it is diverse without being agenda driven. Like diversity goes more than skin deep. Like I said, you have the character arcs, development, philosophies, worldviews, things like that, which basically molds the entirety of the character. But they don't see that. They really do not They really do not see one. I wouldn't say Daniel is even that white. Like Johnny's more white than Daniel. I know, the background of Ralph Macchio, but
like if you watch, see, I didn't even know about when Cobra Kai came out on YouTube Red. If you watch Ryan's video, because Ryan did a video about this. If you watch his video, he talks about how like when it came out, when it first premiered in season 1, it was accused of cultural appropriation because they're doing karate. The cast isn't Asian, and that's a little bit of like oh my god, you're doing karate, but you have no Asian people. It's like what?
I'm pretty much a high degree brown belt in judo, and judo was developed.
It's like, what are you trying to say? Are only Asian people allowed to do karate?
I'm not Japanese, but apparently I can't do judo to these people because I'm not Japanese. I wasn't born in Japan, and so it's like that's where the martial arts started, pretty much. Sorry about that, Lyndon, but guess what? You can't because I modded all three of the full Aussie. But now, you hear that Warner Brothers submitted 184 for all nominations for the Oscars. Well, look at the movie.
Shut up, Hail Dark Side. But shut up. That is not true. Is that true?
I don't. Actually wouldn't be surprised. Bo said in the NC-17. Good evening. I actually wouldn't be surprised if it is, given like the slate of movies that came out last year. Like really, what is Oscar worthy that came out other than maybe Tenet? That came out last year. Last year we had Birds of Prey.
I don't know that movie with those alligators. What is it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do. I think I do, but I can't remember.
Oh my god, what is it called? The movie with the alligators. Oh my god.
You're talking about Crawl?
Crawl. Is it Crawl?
Yeah. I think it's Crawl. Yeah, we'll nominate Trolls too.
Oh, Trolls too.
Well, let's go into this. Let's go into this article. We're not going to cover like the entirety of the article, but let's see what this. This is from the LA Times, so I don't know if the person who wrote this article is necessarily agreeing with the LA Times. But let's see what the LA Times is saying. So, this was written by Christian Toto. I guess this is. So basically, all right. So the feature story stars Ralph Macchio and William Zabka, along with the creative team behind the series, break down how they continued the Karate Kid story for a new generation. Yes, which is basically what this show is. All right. The article shares how the show summons the spirit of the original franchise, but takes it in fresh new directions, including a pivotal role for a Latino's teen, Zolo Maridueña. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name correctly or not.
Oh yeah, Maridueña.
Okay. Essentially the new Karate Kid, which is so it's a clear.
You know what's funny is that they put Latino teen. I think in the New York Times article they put Latinx. I was like,
like that trigger stuff. So at least they put Latino in here. $15 super chat. Thank you so much from Mr. J. Terry Silver is coming. That's the only way this is going. He'll bring in Mike Barnes. Wait, that would probably be too many white characters, which I don't care about because they're badass. Yes.
They better bring in Terry and Mike. Both characters need to come back.
Yeah, both those characters need to come back. And guess what? Guess what, people? I'm white, and the character I want to come back is Chosen, an Asian man. So
yeah,
so does that save me?
And I'm not white, and I want Terry Silver and Mike Barnes to come back.
So does that save us from like getting the racist card thrown at us? I mean, so we'll see. But real fast, $5 super chat Australian from Sister Harrow. Thank you so much. Hail, ladies. Hope you're both well. Will you watch WandaVision? That's on Disney Plus. I don't believe I have it anymore. I'm not paying for it. I'd have to figure out a way to watch it without doing so. I might watch the first 2 episodes and see how it is, but I'm not really a Marvel fan.
I do have Disney Plus. I get it for free. And I don't like the trailers for it. It's it looks, I'm not a huge fan of what Marvel's doing right now, how you have to like keep up with all of the shows and the movies in order to keep up with their canon. So I just don't have time for it. If it's not a movie, just I don't have time to add all of those of those shows, like my slate of crap to keep up with.
Like I said, I might watch the first 2 episodes in some way, like not like because I had Disney Plus for free for a year through Verizon, and that ended like late last year. And unless I renew it, I'd have to figure out another way to watch it. And I'm not sorry, Lyndon. I'm not really interested in Marvel.
Lyndon's video, he's like, Marvel.
Marvel stan. You Victorian Marvel stan.
Like, this is what's coming up in Marvel.
It looks bad. So I will give it a chance. Maybe. Yeah. You can boo us all you want. I'm not watching Marvel. So
I don't. I just can't keep up with all of it. It's just way too much. I prefer their previous way of doing things. Like just give me the WandaVision movie. If my interest in Marvel like stopped at Endgame. I was even on the fence on the new Black Widow movie.
I might still see that, but that's like the extent of
that's like the extent of my like Marvel.
Because it's like just to wrap up the Marvel conversation so we can back to this article. I am not keen on what they're doing primarily because you have properties within Marvel such as Blade, and you know under Disney it's not going to be rated R. I would be genuinely surprised if it is. So you cannot have that and have it PG-13. It's going to be really, really stupid. Yeah. Then you have Fantastic Four, which I know they're going to cuck Reed Richards. I'm not interested in the Spider-Man 3 movie because that's Iron Boy Jr. And yes, they are bringing back my Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, but I have no interest in watching Iron Boy Jr. because he's the MCU Spider-Man now.
I don't mind. I would be interested in watching a Spider-Man 3 movie more than the WandaVision show. Like I would put that over the WandaVision show.
I haven't watched the first 2 Spider-Man films. So I might sit down at some point and watch them. But
the second one was awful. The first one was tolerable. The second one was awful.
That's what I'm hearing, but again, like I had no desire, pretty much, and it's kind of like what Metalong up here says. Good evening, thank you for stopping by. Haven't watched a Marvel film or show since Endgame. I'm a little burned out myself. I pretty much got burned out right after Civil War. Actually, more like right after Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange came out later that year. But I got burned out. I was like, I'm done. I'm
not burned out on Marvel. It's just the way that they're setting up the new phase. It's for me, it's honestly too much to keep up with. Like, who's gonna, other than Lyndon, who's gonna watch and keep up with all of those shows and all of those movies and then the comics in order to keep up with exactly, what is going on in this new phase of Marvel. Like keeping up with the movies was a lot easier than every week there's a new show or every week.
You have to watch this show. You have to watch this show to tie into this movie that's coming out in like 2 months or whatever. And it's like, I don't have time really. And I don't really have the desire at this point to really do that. And it's just, like I said, I'm looking at the current slate of films coming out in phase 4 and phase 5. And I'm like, if Warner Brothers were smart, they would capitalize on Marvel's steady. I'm gonna say this: they are in a steady decline. If you look at this roster of films and the amount of people who are saying they've checked out after Endgame.
Yeah.
So
hopefully, the Snyder Cut will boost that, and we'll get even more. So let's go. Because they totally and completely fucking failed.
Well, that's another
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyone who gives Patty Jenkins credit for the first Wonder Woman film, I will fly to wherever you live just to smack you, because the story was Zack Snyder. So you all praising the first Wonder Woman film, that's Zack Snyder's baby.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 84 is all Patty's baby. And Jeff Johns. That's their baby. That's their baby. You have Zack Snyder to thank for the story in Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman film. that yes, it did fall short a bit in the third act, but for the most part is loved way more, and we'll get into the Rotten Tomatoes score for Wonder Woman 84 than its sequel. Mara has time to be drunk at I don't play Mario Kart.
I do.
I don't even have a Switch. I don't even have a Switch. I mean, if Jeremy's in a giving mood, then maybe he could send me one, but like I can't afford to get one, and I don't really have a desire to get one. Metalong, sorry, can't say, ladies. Good night and have fun. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully, hopefully this one doesn't get claimed, so you can like come back and finish watching it. Only because I want to be smacked by Mara. Patty thinks it's good with Wonder Woman.
Like everybody wants to look at Rhino.
What do I need to have arthritis?
Everybody wants to get smacked by a bar. Oh, look at It's a Trap. Let's crowdfund getting more.
Thank you. It's a trap. So maybe at some point in the future I'll get one, and then Steph and I can race each other, because like I don't think I'm gonna be joining the gamer stream anytime soon. But I had to kind of pool my money so that way I can get a new chair and an Elgato, because like I said, I'm getting my Twitch situation tailored. So but let's get back into this article, and I don't think Steph's interested. Lethal, I honestly don't. I would be interested in watching it, but I don't think
we can do it at the end. I don't know what's going on, but we can do it at the end if you want.
I'd have to mute my microphone so there's no echo, but we'll see. We'll see if we have time. Feel free to just call me Trap. Okay. All right, Trap. Let's get back into this article and see what LA Times is saying. So, the article hits the brakes abruptly with the following paragraph. Kreese's elevation and the heightened scrutiny that comes with being embraced by one of the most powerful companies in Hollywood also underscores the fact that there are now 3 white men at the center of Cobra Kai, a franchise rooted in and deeply indebted to Eastern tradition. Fuck you.
How dare you?
Morita, who earned an Academy Award nomination for his performance in the first film and died in 2005, appears in flashbacks in the series. He's also the heart of the show, as Steph pointed out. For missing it,
he is the heart of the show.
Yes.
But they can't see that.
No.
They can't see that because they probably haven't even watched the show, to be honest.
And both Yuji Akumoto and Tamlin Tomita reprise their roles as Daniel's rival, that's Chosen and X-Flame, from Part 2, with guest arcs. And I want Chosen to come back. Supporting characters of color, look at that, supporting characters of color. Also saw expanded roles in the new season, but after 30 episodes on 2 platforms, Cobra Kai has yet to cast an Asian lead. Well,
they might as well write like supporting colored characters. I hate when they do of color.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's
so demeaning to me.
Hey, the Senate. Guess like Senate. Do you like the Cobra Kai? Because it's too white. It's too white, and memes of destruction. Good evening. What's going on? Not much. We are going through this. This article on an LA Times article about Cobra Kai being too white. The article, also published at the far-left Yahoo News, dismisses the diverse cast, the addition of Asian characters, and the complex themes ushered in by the reboot. Yes, because there's no Asian lead.
Yeah.
Even though technically the Asian lead, at the heart of the show, again, beating this dead horse, and can't beat it enough, is Pat Morita. He's Asian. He is at the heart of the show. Like, look at Daniel's arc. It is tied still to Mr. Miyagi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or they could just say supporting characters. Yes. Who cares?
They could just say supporting characters. He is, oh God, that's one of the reasons that I love this show is because they honor Mr. Miyagi, because they honor Pat so beautifully. And instead of praising that, they're just completely dismissing it and complaining that it's just too white. Because they should be praising that. They should be praising the fact that the show is doing so well at honoring that character, at honoring Pat and his legacy.
Yeah.
But they're not. They just don't see that. They don't. Mm-mm.
Nope. And Chuck Finley, they should take a page from Brie Larson. It's not made for you. Yes. Pretty much. And Mr. J, another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I bet whoever wrote this BS never saw the original movies. Nope.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
I bet they haven't watched the show either.
I'm hearing you, Raging Rhino. I'm hearing the rage. Just through your comments. And Open Airlock Policy. Good evening. Thank you.
Hi, Tim.
1984 is when I was born. I was a year old in 1984, so I didn't see this film until the 90s. I should say the Karate Kid film until the 90s. But guess what? I wasn't sitting there, little Mara watching Karate Kid going, where's the female lead? Why is it two guys? I mean, I don't remember ever sitting at all watching these movies going, I can't see myself in the movie because there's no woman lead.
You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to find a tree stump.
You wanted to do the crane kick.
And do the crane kick.
Yep.
After I saw the movie for the first time,
Yeah, I saw it like 1984.
No. I wanted to find a tree stump.
Yep. So, and I mean, I could be wrong, but you don't look like Ralph Macchio. So how could you want to do that? Because you can't see yourself in that movie. I know, right?
I
know. Like, I'm like, oh my god. Oh my, like, we there's no female lead. So why are we even interested in the Karate Kid trilogy? It lacks an Asian lead, and the creators are all white. God forbid. So there, it's problematic. And the article cites other far left journalists slamming the series on similar grounds. Pretty much. Let's see. It's the LA Times pearl clutching that a series focused on two characters from a beloved franchise are still the same color they were 36 odd years ago.
Clutch the pearls.
Yeah, we have to get like pearls, like.
Oh my god, that would be
them.
So. Yes, we need to do that. We should just wear pearls.
And yeah, we gotta get pearls.
And whenever we see something, we're like,
watch our pearl. That's what
we need to do that. Yeah.
So basically, Trav says, I hereby deem the 2010 the problematic. Pretty much. This is directed at you. You get the feeling some of these articles are written for us because they know we will give them free advertising.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. I will reveal stuff to you people. My ears aren't pierced.
You don't have pierced ears, Mara?
Nope. Because my mom, the reason why she never pierced my ears as a kid is because she has a condition where if was it nickel or something in jewelry will turn your skin green.
Oh yeah. But that's if you have, well, I think it's
whatever sensitivity to that. She has that.
Okay. I have a sensitivity to it too. So I have to make sure that there's certain pieces of jewelry that I can't wear or I can't wear for too long. Otherwise it'll turn my skin a different color.
Yeah. So that's part of the reason why she never did when I was a kid, because it was I don't want to say a hassle, but it was if I had the same condition, then we'd have to really make sure that the jewelry I'm wearing didn't do that. So and it just got to a point where it's basically years later, I just never got my ears pierced. So
I know. I was going to say, how come you never did it as an adult?
I just never did. It's it wasn't really at the top of my to-do list ever when I was an adult. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll finally do it, even though I'm nearly 40 years old. But
I have let me see. I think I have 3 piercings in one ear. I have 3 in this. I have so many piercings in my ears and I never wear earrings.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have 3 on this one, I think, and 4 on this one, or 4 and 5. I can't remember. But 2 of them were done by my roommate in college. She had a gun, and I was like, "Oh, cool!"
I was okay.
Pierce my ear, please.
Yeah, put a hole in my ear. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, eventually I'll do it. But I'll at least have the pearl necklace to wear. so we can start clutching the pearl
necklace. Someone clip that.
Okay. The show's artistic merits, nostalgia-fueled narratives, and overall excellence aren't as important as checking all the necessary boxes on the diversity meter. One of the show's creators, Josh Held, spells out the obvious in Cobra Kai's defense. We would have loved if there was a Miyagi son or daughter that was floating around in the lineage and the canon of the movie to play with, said Held, but we inherited the story that felt like the natural continuation where, for better or worse, you're dealing with Johnny and Daniel as your protagonists.
Exactly. And that is another thing that I absolutely love about this show. There is nothing in the show that doesn't belong, right? Aside from just the fact that like I just didn't really care for much of the teen drama, but I realize it's part of the story. This past season, you know, every scene had a point to it. Every plot, everything that was in this season, there was a reason for it. Every character, there was a reason for this character to be on scene or to be on screen. There was a reason for this character to be brought back. There was a reason for this character to be brought back. There was no wasted time in this past season. And that's what I absolutely love about it. And that's why I love his retort. You know, he's like, we would have loved it if, you know, maybe Mr. Miyagi had a son or a daughter. And he did, but he died. Right? Like you said what happened to his wife and daughter. And like he says, like we would have loved it if maybe he could possibly have had, you know, an heir, right? Like someone
he did have a child, but they died. Yeah. So he never had any more kids. Unless they basically 180 the arc for his character by making him a deadbeat father with like an illegitimate son or daughter. Or
I know they would make him if he had like an illegitimate
Martha.
If he had an illegitimate son or daughter that he knew about, and it's like, oh yeah, he knew about me, but he never came around, or he just sent us money, but that would completely and 100% ruin the character of Mr. Miyagi. Because it would ruin that scene where he's drunk in his car, you know, because it's like the anniversary, and it would ruin that scene because it would say, oh, he cared more about this family that he lost than his illegitimate child, right? It would just completely ruin it. So if they do that to the character of Miyagi, they would ruin the character of Miyagi. So I would prefer it if they don't. Everything that they've written for these characters, they have written in a way where it honors what came before. And everything has a purpose. Every scene has a purpose. Every character has a purpose. There's no time really that is wasted in this show.
And even the writers themselves said, you know, again, I pointed out in other, like our stream and other streams, they even said, like, there was a character called Aisha, basically Sam's friend from the first 2 seasons. That was a member of the Cobra Kai dojo, student at the Cobra Kai dojo. They even said, we can't figure out a place to put our character, so we're not going to force our character into the story where she would feel literally forced in the story. So they took her character out. I imagine maybe her character will come back. It might be just for this season. I don't know. But they explained it in a way that she was pulled from the public school to go into a private school and her family is moving. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple. Because they knew when they were writing this episodes for third season that they could not use her in anywhere in the story. So rather than say, we're going to stick her here and have it completely off.
Yeah.
They went with how the story was progressing. There you go. I got to hand it to the writers there.
Yeah, the writers are doing an excellent job with this show, but it's just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter.
Hey, Black Angus Reviews. Yes, well, technically back. I will be back to making videos starting hopefully Monday. Hopefully Monday. I have to take my car in to get looked at Monday morning. But I'm going to get back into a normal schedule of making videos now that the holidays are over, pretty much. And a $5 super chat from Pastor G. It's been a while since I have been able to catch you guys live. Hope you both had a great Christmas and New Year's. I plan to stop by more. God bless. Thank you, Pastor G. And I had a very nice Christmas. We couldn't get together with my two brothers and my one brother's his family. So we're going to be getting together for a combination of catching up for the Christmas celebration as well as birthday celebration, because my one brother's birthday is coming up really soon. His birthday is on the 12th, and then my mom's birthday is on the 20th. So we're all getting together pretty much on shortly after that for one big celebration with the family. So looking forward to that at least. So basically, sorry, Karate Kid 4, it can't work. People think that they'll incorporate Karate Kid 4 into the series. Technically they could, but this is supposed to be Daniel's and primarily Daniel's story, and in a way, even though Johnny wasn't in the entirety of the trilogy, his story as well. And they stop at the third movie. So it's I don't know how or what they would do with the fourth movie to incorporate anything from that in it. They probably could, but I don't really see it.
I don't think that it's as popular as the ones with Daniel LaRusso.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like the...
I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I kind of watch it separate from the Karate Kid movies. The only real connection to the Karate Kid movies in that movie was Mr. Miyagi. So, but so there it is. So basically, there it is. Cobra Kai is too white. It's too popular, so it has to be taken down a peg or two by these far leftists who can't let us enjoy things at all.
Yeah. You can't have nice things.
No.
You can't have nice stories. The story is not good. You're absolutely wrong, because in order for anything to be good anymore, it has to check certain boxes, and this doesn't check all of our boxes. So how can you say it's good? It's not good.
No. Yep. Tim M says they'll eventually cameo Swank in it. Maybe, but at the same time, it's they'd have to do it in a way that feels, I guess, organic to the story, and the fact that they'd have to do it in a way, because not that she would know Daniel, but for it to make sense that she and Daniel would be meeting.
Yeah, I don't think that she wouldn't know Daniel unless Miyagi told him about her. Oh God, I was gonna say something on the point of Mr. Miyagi having kids. What was I gonna say? That's what it was. It was that they honored his character to the point where when Daniel's in Okinawa, and they're reading that letter from Mr. Miyagi, he is saying how happy he is because he feels like he's a part of Daniel's family. Daniel is his family now, and he feels like he's his children's grandfather, and that it makes him start to cry, and it makes the other character cry. They're both crying in that scene, and it pulls at your heartstrings. And how can you not watch that scene and not feel like, he's just the heart of the show? It's just how, I don't know. I don't understand how people don't care about the show if it doesn't check certain boxes. And when I was saying that earlier about this show's popular, but it doesn't check these boxes, my eye was twitching while I was saying all that crap. So these people's eyes must twitch all the freaking time. They must be under so much stress that they just can't go day to day without
being angry. They have to be angry all the time. They have to be angry all the time because they have to wallow in whatever imaginative self-righteous anger they have at whatever imaginative slight they see in the world. And I say imaginative because most times there's nothing there that is even remotely what they're accusing it of being. Nowhere near. Like, them accusing like the show of being racist or anything like that because it stars too many white characters. It just like show me the proof that there's any racism whatsoever, because I'm looking at the show's focus also on the teenage characters, and there's a very diverse cast there.
Mm-hmm.
A very diverse cast there. And I look at it not caring because for the most part, the teenage characters are themselves interesting. I want to learn more about, like Tori, for example.
Tori, yeah.
She was batshit insane in season 2, and like she just came off as the crazy chick. And then season 3, it's like, well, wait a minute, back up slowly here. There's a little bit of a reason why she's like this. Mm-hmm. She's still batshit insane, but she has a backstory to that.
Yeah, and the reveal to a lot of the backstory, the way they're just taking their time with everything and building, and just building the story, building everybody's arcs, taking their time and presenting us with this like beautiful, just beautiful story, and it's so well done and beautifully crafted. Mm-hmm. How can you not?
I don't know. I don't know. And Trap like sums it up here. If you're always looking for something to be angry about, you're not going to have much of a life. Pretty much, they just have to be angry. So, well, there it is, folks. There it is. Again, I feel like Cobra Kai is going to be coming up at least in some discussions like these, a little bit down the road. Since the season premiered, we're probably going to start seeing more of this crap as a result because it's gaining popularity.
Yeah. And it's kind of,
we'll call it the bullshit.
It's really upsetting because I do like what one of the show creator who said that, how like, oh, we would have liked to have, a Miyagi summer. Yeah. Was it one of the creators who said that? I can't remember who said that.
Like, we would like to have there to be a descendant of Miyagi, like son or daughter, but guess what? I mean, the movie's kind of made it clear that he lost his family.
Yeah, like but we're basing it off of the movies, and guess what? These two, like, I respect him for standing up for the show and everything, but it's kind of like, are they going to put pressure?
Yeah,
on the creators, on the writers,
they better not.
And is it going to change? That's what's kind of like.
They've had 3 seasons to do things like that, even without the pressure, and they didn't. So I'm really, really hoping that even with like the creator himself saying that, like that's pretty much an indication that they're going to tell those complaining like this to go pound sand.
Yeah.
So sorry, keeping me like we sort of were talking about Cobra Kai. We weren't discussing the episodes necessarily, but if you want to see that discussion, our last Talk Nerdy to Us, we broke down season 3 of Cobra Kai. So if you want to watch that after you've caught up, we talk about it there. We were talking about, before we go into this article, how now they're complaining about the show being too white. It's not diverse enough to these people. So pretty much. We'll see. It's just a rumor, Blaise St. Clair, for the Batman animated series sequel. But let's go into this real fast. We're not going to cover the entirety of the article, but
before we go into it, what is that little tortoise lurk?
I was going to tell you.
What is that? That's so cute.
It was going to be a surprise, but like because the internet, basically your search history is saved because of the fucking Google and things like that. That is one of the emotes I'm getting for my Twitch, and I got that just for you.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yes, I got that little turtle lurk emote. So when I fix up my Twitch page and the emotes for it, that'll be one of them. And I saw that and I was like, I'm getting that for Steph.
Oh, lurk! I love that.
Yeah, so that'll be one of my emotes. That'll be one of the emotes that I'm getting.
That is so
that's why it's showing up on the side. So basically, it gave it away. Any fucking emote I searched for, and you picked that one. So
that was so cute.
Yeah. So let's go into this article and see what the rumor is. It's not exactly new necessarily. So basically, Batman the Animated Series is coming to HBO Max, and I'm going to be binging the hell out of that in the near future because I love that cartoon.
Yeah.
So Trusted scooper Daniel Rickman, in a post to his Patreon page, revealed that the 90s DC cartoon might have a shot at getting a sequel in the form of a new series exclusively developed for the growing streaming outlet. Details are currently scarce, so it's unknown if the unmistakable voices of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill or the iconic creative team of Bruce Timm and Paul Dini will return.
Well, I mean, if they do Batman the Animated Series, then more than likely those voice actors will return. Kevin Conroy has voiced him on, things that has voiced Batman for years and years and years. So I wouldn't doubt it if this does happen that he would come back. Yeah, he would definitely come back. Mark Hamill,
Mark is both coming back because Mark Hamill loved voicing the Joker, and he will. I think will jump at the opportunity to come back if he's asked. Same with Kevin Conroy, and both of them are so iconic that I dare you to read a Batman comic and not hear them. I dare you to read a comic and not hear them. Well, if I figure out how to make one, I might. But for now, it's going to be that. It's going to be that turtle. So, but tell Jeremy if he's in a giving mood to hit me up on it somehow through Parler, probably because he's no longer on Twitter. Some of the stuff Bruce Timm has done with milestone work in the animated movies, lately hasn't been all that great, but Dini and Timm need to be involved in this if they are making it. If they are making it, like I said, it's just a rumor right now. It's not anything definite at this stage. It's also not clear what the potential sequel series tone would be, as no word has been given on whether it would be closer to the heavier themes of the Batman animated series' first few seasons on Fox Kids or chase the lighthearted feel found in Kids WB. I hope that it's the heavier themes.
The heavier themes. When I watch Batman the Animated Series, because I have them all. I have all the seasons. Jesus, like the themes of that show.
Some of them are just like dark. Like this is
very dark. It is very dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very dark, but it's so well done.
Mm-hmm.
It's so well done. And sometimes I'm just watching it like, damn, I watched this as a kid. Like, whoa, you watch it as a kid, but you don't really pay attention to any of that.
No, like you're watching like the fights or whatever. You're watching like Batman basically kick the Joker's ass or catch.
Yeah, like you're just paying attention to like, oh look, it's the Riddler.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh look, it's the Joker. He's back.
But then but then you watch them. Then you watch these cartoons as adults, and you're like, whoa. How did that joke fly over my head? Because, like, for example, I don't know if you ever watched. I never really got into watching the Powerpuff Girls, but my one coworker and friend did, and there was this she was watching an episode one time, and she was like, "How this was like an adult joke in a kid's cartoon, where the girls are talking to the one friend from their class and telling them how they were a mistake or something because it was kind of like a lab mistake. That's how they were created. Or they were an accident. Sorry, they were an accident. That's what they put an accident. And they're thinking in terms of an accident in the lab sort of situation. And their friend is like, oh, my parents said I was an accident too. Just like that. And she was watching it going, holy shit. You don't catch that when you're a kid.
You don't catch that when you're a kid. That's why it just makes me laugh when people are like, "Oh my god, this is so horrible for children. Our children, our children." Well, I didn't even. Now watching this, I didn't pay attention to that. Don't you remember what you were like when you were a kid?
No,
you don't. You don't because you don't watch the same stuff when you were a kid. Well, guess what? I do. I watch the same shit I did when I was a kid, and I didn't Bowsette. Come on, Mr. J, don't you want to jump on and start your Harley? Yeah. she's wearing a teddy as she says that, And there's another part where she makes herself into a pudding pie.
Yeah.
She's like, "Don't you want some of my pie?"
And it's like you don't. It doesn't register when you're a kid.
No, it doesn't register when you're a kid.
But then you watch as an adult going, okay.
I know. Watching it now, rewatching all those episodes, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I guess I missed that part.
Pretty much. That's how it works. So Yeah, I think like that's pretty much the rumor now. That's going around on whether or not it happens.
Yeah.
Is another
There's
story.
always-
It brings up Batman Beyond, which is technically the sequel to the series. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think there's always been kind of a rumor out there circulating about Batman the Animated Series, because I think like another rumor I was telling you that I had heard, I think I'm remembering it right, is that they were going to remake it. Like they were going to redo
Yeah.
Batman the Animated Series, like just reboot it, something like
Mhm.
that. Maybe this is how they do it. I don't know.
Galfred's dog, they were in an accident as the youngest of 3 children. That triggers me. So, yeah. So, like I said, like she told me that joke, and I was like, wow, I missed that. I missed that. Michael Brent, ever watch Gargoyles? Do you think that better than the Batman the Animated Series?
I did watch Gargoyles, but I don't remember it.
I loved Gargoyles. I loved Gargoyles. But I would not say it's better than Batman the Animated Series, because Batman the Animated Series, overall, there might be like some misses here and there in the entirety of the series, but I loved, and it got me, basically that cemented me as a Batman fan. But I loved watching the Gargoyles cartoon. That's why it's like whenever they say things like that they're gonna do a live action like movie or whatever based on the Gargoyles cartoon, I'm like, you can't do that shit and not be dark. I'm sorry. Like from what I remember for the cartoon, I wouldn't say it's like, as dark as like Batman could get, but it can't be PG-13. It can't be like Marvel lighthearted or anything like that for the Gargoyles. Anything related to the Gargoyles cartoon.
Yeah, like I remember a lot of things because my brothers were the ones that like watched a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember, excuse me, I remember like sitting down with them and watching Gargoyles, but I don't remember a lot. I don't remember too much of it of Gargoyles, but I remember watching it. I just don't remember.
I love there's
the one thing that they did watch that I absolutely fell in love with was Darkwing Duck.
Oh, I love Darkwing Duck. I was like, it's like, I am the hero that flaps by night. I am the 3 a.m. call you get. It's like pretty much. It's like his sayings are priceless. So, and yeah, the voice cast of the Gargoyles was legend. I agree. Like I said, I was never really girly when I was growing up, so I would watch things like Gargoyles. I'd watch things like Batman the Animated Series, the X-Men, Amazing Spider-Man.
X-Men.
Yeah. See, Darkwing Duck, I wouldn't exactly say it's like girly, but I watch shows like that because that's what piqued my interest more than like what was geared towards our gender. Even though I did watch some, I would say. I don't know if you remember Rainbow Bright. I would watch some of that. My Little Pony. I would watch some of that as well.
I watched like the new My Little Pony that's out right now. I like that one. or is it like the one that's on Netflix? I love the one that's on Netflix.
This has seen better days. This is from 1984, but this is actually My Little Pony.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
So, like I'm saying, like I like the old show. I never really got into watching like the new ones, but this is like from 1984. That's how long I've had this thing. But yeah, but there's the rumor. Not much to it. Just that it's basically floating around. We might see it. Might not. She's not a brony. Bronies are guys.
What's a brony?
Bronies, guys who watch My Little Pony, the new My Little Pony. Bronies. Bro.
Oh.
That's why I say, like, she can't be a brony because she's not a guy.
I like Pinkie Pie.
Well, Jay likes Pinkie Pie, remember? Because, like, Krista gave him that Pinkie Pie emote for his Twitch.
Yeah, I like Pinkie Pie. I like how she's, like, super nice but crazy.
Scoundrel pilled Rainbow the Brute, pretty much. So, yeah. Trey Corney says bronies are jabronis.
I've never even heard of brony.
I heard my first hearing of it was how like the coworker I told you about who was telling me about the Powerpuffs cartoon. her husband is a brony. So that's how I heard the term is from her. So, but yeah, that's how I heard the term. I was like, okay, okay, to each their own, but basically more power to you. Have fun with that.
You put up with your husband being a brony.
Yeah, like I'm
I
saying.
know Autobot Megatron, like that poor woman. I read that in a British accent. I don't know why.
I don't know. So, okay. Well, let's just before we go into the DC future states, like 10 things so that will be coming or as part of it. Let's see what the Wonder Woman Rotten Tomatoes score is. Basically, I didn't bring up Rotten Tomatoes necessarily, but this will give you an idea of where it stands. It is now officially rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
What? No way.
You're talking about a Patty
was so
her
good.
baby is now rotten? Not that, although I think people would like that to be that. It is. Well, I'll scroll down to here. As of Friday, January 8th, the tomato meter score for the film is at 59%. 59% is now officially rotten. Pretty much.
But it's getting
rotten, yeah.
Or it's getting a third. It's getting a third.
Yeah, because she has it planned out, people. She said she has it planned out. She has a story along with Jeff Johns planned out. Yeah. So there you go. There it is.
Oh,
and I don't know, like basically the first Wonder Woman film is like at what, an 80-some percent? 80-some percent and a 90-some for critics and a 90-some percent for users. Still. And it's been out for going on 4 years this year.
Oh, Orange Hat said, just checked. It's back at 60.
Wow, went up a whopping 1%. But thank you for checking Orange Hat reviews. But basically,
Alec Linden, review bombs, obviously.
I was like, yeah, obviously. And this is not that it plummeted hard in the box office because, like, after the first week. That has nothing to do with it. No, it's all review bombing because it's still number one on HBO Max. Wonder Woman 2016 will show me Perka.
Oh.
So there it is, pretty much. So, but it's basically it's hovering around the rotten, fresh threshold, pretty much. Yeah. A major drop from the 90% that it earned from early critics before its theatrical debut. I love how they call it a theatrical debut. When they're really, yes, it debuted in theaters, but with most of them closed down, a lot of the debut was on HBO Max. So shortly after it was released, the score was beginning to drop, a trend which has continued with a current total of 378 reviews. The film now has an average rating of 6.1 out of 10, with 224 critics rating the film fresh and 154 deeming it rotten. So over half deeming it rotten of the ones giving it fresh score. Not really good. Not really good.
The movie wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
The movie itself was horrible. It was really bad. It was really, really bad.
Thank you for sending me a $2 super chat to tell us this, Lethal Lightning. And thank you for telling us that you're going to tag us both on Twitter.
Oh my God. Hi, Lethal.
There you go. So basically that's basically the article. It's hovering right now just around the fresh rotten threshold right now. And basically well below the first Wonder Woman film. Well below it.
I love how Trey's in the chat just he said Leprechaun in the Hood has a better movie. It's at least funny. And then later he says Home Alone 4 was better. Like he just keeps saying movies that are better.
Yeah. Yeah, like at least it's funny. Like it's like a bad movie, but at least it's funny.
I know. Like bad movies that are better than Wonder Woman 4.
Oh my god. That's just that basically I have no desire to rewatch that Wonder Woman 84. I don't know if you've watched it again since we did the stream or therefore, but I've had no desire to watch it again.
No, I actually, since we did our web stream together, watching it, yeah. Oh God. Yes, I did watch it one more time after that, just to make sure that it was in fact trash,
Mm-hmm.
and it was garbage. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so bad that it makes me so angry. It makes me so angry at how bad it was. Because the first Wonder Woman was great. It was so good. And people were comparing it to Captain Marvel, and saying how much better Wonder Woman did.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman was a great movie. This is how you do it. This is how you give us an amazing female superhero.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give us this fucking Wonder Woman 84 movie, and it was awful.
And then they give it to us. Things like that Warner Brothers didn't trust her or something like that to make a Wonder Woman film, and I'm like, we're seeing the results.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Well, this is why.
You're the same woman who wanted her to have a pet talking tiger in the first film.
Oh yeah.
And it took a man, Zack Snyder, to go, that's stupid. I'm writing that out of the story.
And then what also gets me upset is that this is the movie that people are going to see or see articles about or whatever before the Snyder Cut comes out.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, really?
Thank you, Patty Jenkins. Thank you, Patty Jenkins.
Really? You really think that?
I'm not buying what she says, how the directors throughout the Justice League, Whedon's work. There's no way. Because, you watch this Wonder Woman 84 and you're like, that has Justice League.
Oh, for sure.
Right there. So I'm not buying what she's saying. Because she's saying that after... She's conveniently saying it after the Snyder Cut was announced. Oh, yeah, we threw out his work. Paid no attention to the similarities in tone and everything with Wonder Woman 84 and Justice League. No, we threw everything out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shield Wall of Dragons. Modern Hollywood has destroyed every franchise I ever liked. Therefore, I hope Hollywood never has anything to do with you two wonderful ladies. Thank you so much, Shield Wall. So, yeah.
I don't know. I can be bought.
There it is. Someone's going to So let's real fast go into the future states and then maybe touch on the Zatanna book that got pulled from the DC schedule real fast. But let's see what 10 things we have to look forward to with the DC future states. I might read some of it, but I'm waiting for people that I trust to actually give reviews of it before I do.
I already looked into it. I was like, meh.
Yeah, that's I looked into it and I'm like, but let's see what 10 ways they're saying the DC universe is about to change.
Yay.
Yeah, passing the mantle, of course, which I have no problem with if it's organic to and respectful of what came before it. I'm not getting that from this. It says one of the huge elements of the new Future State comic series is that some of the most well-known superhero mantles will be passing on to new characters. The Bat Family, for example, will be going through some major shifts as different vigilantes take on these iconic roles. Again, I have no problem with additions to the Bat Family necessarily, but for them to take on the mantle of Batman, which is what I'm seeing, because I think it's Lucius Fox's son is now the Future State Batman. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they canceled it, but we'll go into what it's supposed to be about. This would have been the article I would have covered in a video Friday if I had time to make a video. But moving on, Fate of a Hero. Another change for DC Future is that it will officially show a potential endgame for all of Earth's heroes. Their fates have been tested in the multiverse thus far, thanks to stories such as Batman Beyond, blah, blah, blah. But in a way, this is a change for DC, as they are seemingly giving a definitive answer as to what will happen to some of these iconic characters. So, I don't know. I'm not really liking that. That art style is not bad, but I don't know. It's not.
Have
I'm
you seen? Because these are very limited photos. I don't know if you've like looked at the
I've
full.
looked at some.
Have you
I've
looked
looked
at
at
the full
some,
photos
but
of
not
them? All right, I'll pull some up. Go ahead, keep going.
He might be Nightbat. He might be Nightbat, but he's basically taking over for Bruce Wayne, I think. So, I don't know. Let's see. A huge time jump, as can be expected based on the other information available. It'll be taking a huge time leap forward into the future. Doesn't say how long though, but it's basically we'll see a time jump. Obviously, given that it's called Future State. Let's see. Brand new titles. All the titles being brought in are brand new in some capacity, whether it's based on a pre-existing run and is a replacement title, such as the new take on Wonder Woman. Or characters like Harley Quinn and the Green Lanterns will have their own Future State titles, while additions like the House of El will show the fate of the Kryptonians.
Yeah.
So there's that. Dangerous villains will emerge, much like Changing of the Guard when it comes to heroes. There's a real shift in the villains they will be facing. With brand new additions. The Legion of Doom is having a makeover, for instance, with even Ultraviolet Light Lantern, joining the ranks. Okay, you had to go Ultraviolet. All right. Different initiatives. While this has been called an event a few different times, it can be considered more to be a short-term initiative. The success of Future State may really impact the long-term stories told at DC Comics. Well, if they fuck up here, thank you, DC. DC hasn't carried out an initiative like this ever before. They are even stepping on new ground when it comes to publishing anthology series rather than singular comics. All right. Diverse voices. Here we go.
Yeah, there's the new Wonder Woman.
Yeah, here we go. And she's Brazilian, right?
She's Brazilian. Mm-hmm.
Okay, with new characters comes new diverse creative choices and artistic teams. The writers and artists at DC have been reshuffled to bring fans a whole new host of perspectives so that the changing characters have genuinely unique voices. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, it's all about diversity, folks. All about diversity. And it's based on this right here, skin color and gender. Costume changes. Okay, again, I'm not feeling the artwork necessarily. Changing times means that the costumes must evolve as well. Fans have already been treated to a few interesting designs. They need, if Future State is to depict Batman or Wonder Woman, they need futuristic gear. Okay. Designs are very much beholden to the classic look with a modern twist. Well, at least there's that. Titles on hold. Now, one of the biggest risks that DC is taking with Future State is they are putting their other titles on pause while until the initiative is over.
Yeah.
That means in January and February there are no traditional DC comics being released. So.
No, like right now, I think that right now they're releasing. Hold on, wait. Let me get them. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Real fast. Thank you for the $14.99 super chat, Daniel. Lethal, you're such a simp for boobs and a simp for. Please do not give him any ideas for our couple's name for us, Daniel. Please, I beseech you, do not give him any ideas. But go on. Go ahead.
Oh my god. So I just went and I swear I feel like they give me just blah blah blah.
They're adding a new Wonder Woman, yes.
I think when certain titles were on hold, or while they were on hold, they were pushing things out Oops, this is Dune. I think they were doing these. Mara's looking down.
Sorry, he tagged us in a Daniel tagged us in a tweet, and I was saying what it was. I don't want to play the video because it's a clip. He
They're
told us
doing
that-
these.
Yeah.
And I swear, just because I get so many DC titles that my comic book store they just give me whatever DCs. I'm just like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
just put it in there. And they're like, yeah, certain titles are on hold, so they're pushing these out right now. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
But I did get, and I totally
I believe you,
forgot.
Daniel, but I'm not playing it on the stream.
I did get the next Batman.
Okay.
Right.
All right, there it is. All right, cool. Yeah, I need to go through and like catch up on getting some of these titles because I have had no time, like I said.
Yeah. And God, I swear to fucking God, it's so fucking annoying. Oh,
They just give you those basically like here.
and I didn't even notice this because there was a line behind me. So I was just like, I couldn't. I'm just now looking through all of these. They gave me 3 of the same book. And I told them no variants, but whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Turner.
Upset now.
Fun fact: DC has their own parody of Deadpool, who is himself a parody of DC's Deathstroke. The character's name is Red Tool. There you go.
Oh, and I have the Harley Quinn, Future State Harley Quinn.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, let me know how that is, because the article said that she's getting her own future state. So.
She looked 12.
Yeah, that's what I said. The artwork is really just not. Normally
Doesn't she look 12? She looked 12.
Yeah, normally the stories are really what interests me, but the artwork is what's supposed to pull me in, and I'm not feeling any of this.
Doesn't she look 12?
No, she looks underage. That's not Harley Quinn. Where do they find these people? Oh my god. Okay, last but not least, future throwbacks. While characters like Superman may be getting huge future state stories, these are only going to be going for the 2-month period. The event will stop at that point, but it may not be gone forever. Depending on the success, it is very possible that this initiative returns in the future. I hope to God not, given what I'm seeing. There might be some good titles. I don't know. I had to look into it. I'm waiting for people I trust to actually review these titles. Perhaps even as a yearly event or a monthly comic run. Well, there it is. So those are the 10 things we can look forward to for future states. I'm not really that interested. But like I said, I'm waiting for people I trust to give me their impressions of the title. Just that artwork right here.
This is so interesting. This one is I don't know. Why are they doing this to me? I need to call them when we're done with our stream. Because they gave me another Harley Quinn. So it's Harley Quinn #1. But it has Wonder Woman on the front.
Okay. Sure, it's not like a.
It's a promo. It's an ad.
Okay.
It's an ad. Because look.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh my god.
It's an ad. Yeah.
Trey Courtney hopes it burns.
This
pretty
is
much.
the future. They're putting ads on the comic books.
Post says nerdy about to go Karen.
I didn't have the time to look through everything.
Yeah.
So I was just like, here, why is it so much? Okay, whatever. And I just paid for it and left.
There you go. But there it is, folks. And the artwork's not pulling me in. That artwork for just Harley Quinn, I'm like, no.
And an ad?
An ad? Nope. All right. But we'll see. But it's not part of the future states. But this is the article I saw, and then I put screenshots of the artwork from this article, as well as a screen capture I took of the author. It's for the book itself, but there's a Zatanna book that was supposed to be slated for on DC schedule for release, I think in 2022, I want to say, so about a year from now. That got pulled, and this is the book itself. Again, I don't like the artwork itself for this one screams, I'm not Starfire. Just screams, I'm not Starfire. Might not be as bad as that book. I'm not judging based on the story necessarily, but so Zatanna, the Jewel of the Gravesend, pulled from DC schedule. So here, look at that. That's supposed to be Zatanna. Right there, that picture. Purple hair and everything.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's supposed to be Zatanna. So here is the breakdown of the gist of the plot for this book. Okay. Zatanna, the Jewel of Gravesend, recasts the long-running DC character who traditionally casts magic spells by speaking her desired outcomes backwards as a quirky, streetwise magician who will come to learn the secret history of her family's magical legacy. So, okay, I'm not liking that so far. Is it okay? Here's the description. Zatanna is not your typical New Yorker. She walks her giant rabbit on a leather leash down the boardwalk, lives in a colossal architectural wonder known as the Golden Elephant, had her first kiss in the haunted Hellgate ride, okay, that's important, and wouldn't have it any other way, reads DC's description of the book. That's Zatanna now, folks.
You know what that reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
It reminds me of that casting call or the description of the new Batwoman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she lives in her van and she has this quirky plant. She talks to her plant,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
it has to be. It all has to be all about the quirkiness, folks. It has to be all about the quirkiness.
Mm-hmm.
But the time for having fun in Luna Park comes to an end when a mystic's quest for a powerful jewel unravels everything Zatanna thought she knew about herself and her beloved neighborhood. Mysteries and magic around her as she reveals as she reveals the truth about her family's legacy and confronts the illusion that's been cast over her entire life. So she's going to basically have an epiphany, folks. She's going to have an epiphany. So look at this artwork.
That looks
Doesn't
like
that scream, I'm not Starfire.
No, it screams Gotham High.
Well, I'm saying look at the top picture with the lips on the one blonde chick, and look at the lips on Starfire's daughter, and I'm not Starfire. It's like the same fucking artwork. I mean, look at that. Like, it's basically a combination of I'm not Starfire and Gotham High.
Yeah,
it's the CW version of this character, but crappier. And I don't know, like this artwork. I mean, that's look
at that booty.
That is. Look at that.
That is so lazy.
And here, this is Zatanna, purple hair.
What is wrong with her hands?
I don't know. Like, look at that. Like, these people not study anatomy at all. Look at that. How lazy that is. Look at that. That too. Again, it's like CW version of Zatanna. Yeah, pretty much. And let's see. This was planned as a major book trade release in the comic book debut of prose author Alice, I guess that's how you pronounce her name, Arden. Arden is the writer behind the Southern Gothic prose novel series, The Casket Girls, with its fourth Casket Girls, whatever. With its fourth installment, The Gates of... I'm not even going to pronounce that word. Going on sale January 19th. I never even heard of that. Jacqueline DeLeon is drawing Zatanna Jewel Gravesend. And that's lazy-ass artwork right there, Jacqueline. Well, it might be wild for this Zatanna original graphic novel. She's Well, it might be a while for this Zatanna original graphic novel. She's been the co-star of the recent Justice League ongoing, and although that series has ended, the team and Zatanna will return in a backup story in Future State Justice League. So they're like, oh, so I tweeted out a picture of the author, and guess what color hair the author has?
Oh, is it purple?
It's purple. It's just another fucking self-insert, people. Like, again, where do they find these people? Where, like, basically, it's like, you know the meme where for Game of Thrones, where it starts out like really good, the drawing of a horse is really good, and it gets to like
yeah.
That's what it's like. That's like the evolution of the comic book industry. It's like, can you copy at best this horse, like with those things that used to be in magazines or whatever, like like learn to draw, like copy this, copy this here.
Can you at least use some tracing paper? I mean,
yeah,
and you can do it. You can use some tracing paper.
This reminds me of. So Autobot Megatron, DC hires Tumblr rights. Pretty much. I'm like, what art school are these people going to that DC's looking at this work going, that's worthy enough of our line of comics? Or whatever they're deciding to do. Like, okay, young adult angles are themselves not bad, because I grew up, at least with good young adult novels, and even then, like they can be good stories. They can be very good stories, but they've dumbed them down so much to the point where we're now getting books like Gotham High, and I'm Not Starfire, and if this ever finally sees the light of day, Zatanna, the Jewel of Gravesend.
Ugh.
This is what kids are going to get introduced to for these characters, and and people DC and Marvel wonder why people give them shit. Like, this is why, people. This is why we are giving you shit. Is because you are putting out shit like this.
And this is why they get so offended, because it's a self-insert.
Yeah.
And if you're making fun of this character and the way she looks, you're really making fun of her. And so that's why they get upset.
I will. I don't care. I really don't care at this point.
So maybe, just maybe, you create a character that, I don't know, is something new and not a self-insert.
Young adult and DC Comics shouldn't mix. I will agree with that to a point, but like I said, there like can be young adult tailored stories that aren't like this. And like, yes, if parents be parents, I get that both set, but at the same time, it's like, you have to also have the industry itself putting out good stuff. So yes, the parents will be, if they act like parents, can't step in and say like, I'm not gonna let my kids read this or whatever for whatever reason. But it has to be give and take on both ones, and I'm seeing a lot of this coming from DC. And if this is any indication, and if the Future State is any indication, then DC and Marvel, they don't really have much of a future, or they have to revamp a lot of what they are doing for them to even survive well past now. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, like, you don't watch anime, so you really wouldn't be getting into manga stuff, but a lot of people have basically like left Marvel and DC, like stopped reading them altogether and just started reading manga and other books like that, or independent, more independent run comic lines because of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so pretty much. And so this just drives me crazy. This shit just drives me crazy. Open air like policy. I haven't bought a DC title in 11 years. Gonna go take care of some stuff before stream. I'll be seeing you in about 15 minutes. Tim, thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to see what the new show is titled. But yeah, so any more thoughts on everything we've covered stuff? Because I'm starting to have a conniption right now with some of this stuff.
Let's see. Well, on everything we talked about, Cobra Kai is the best show out there, and
Mhm.
I think that these articles were written by people who have not watched it and don't really fucking care either
No.
to watch it. I think that what else did we talk about? I think that this is fucking stupid that they put an ad on a fucking comic book.
Yeah.
And I'm about to go get some of my money back because what the hell is this? There's new people working at my comic book store, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I swear to fucking God.
No.
Anyways,
I'm not talking about Japanese Joker. I'm not.
I saw that.
I'm
Oh
not.
my God, and I totally forgot to. Jesus, my work has been like making us do mandatory overtime, which I'm grateful for. But oh my God, I've been so tired, and I forget to reply back to a bunch of things. But yeah, I saw that. That was freaking. What is
No,
that?
I'm not covering that. Like these stories that I brought up for like someone like for like our discussion here like drive me nuts already. Last thing I want to talk about is Japanese Joker. Last thing I want to talk about is Gotham High all over again.
I know.
And
What else did we talk about? The Batman animated series. I feel like that rumor has been out there for a bit. It's been out there for a minute, either remaking it or doing a sequel to it. It'll never be. Nothing ever is the way it was before. So it won't be the way it was before, which is why I'm grateful that we still have the animated series. It won't be the way it was before. I really don't think it would be.
no, I mean, even if they brought in Tim and Dini, I don't know because like look at what like DC is now compared to what.
Yeah.
What.
The way it would be really hard for them to do what they did with the animated series now without people getting all up in arms about it. I mean, they are getting upset about movies that came out years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's only a matter of time before someone finds another movie and gets upset about it, or another movie that came out like 15 years ago and gets upset about it.
You know, the Expendables film, not diverse. The Expendables, not diverse enough.
Yeah, so it's
things like that. Like I don't know. I did not see yet Elseworld Wonder Woman, so I can't really comment on it. But keeping Malik saying it's dope. Like I said, I'm going to be catching up on a lot of these titles in the near future. I have stuff I have to take care of on the personal end, but I will be catching up on that because I want to. Yes, Daniel, like Grease, apparently, because they can't just enjoy a musical. But I will be. I want to be like cover more like DC news as this stuff progresses. I don't know necessarily if I'll do comic book reviews or not. I don't think I will, but I will be covering like what Warner Bros is doing, what DC is doing, and so forth on my channel. And especially with the closer we're getting to Snyder's Justice League, which will be released in March.
Yay!
And as it's looking now, based on what you found on IGN through IGN, March 20th.
March 20th.
So we'll like I said, I'll be covering a lot of that stuff. Might cover some Marvel news here and there, but I'm not really interested in Marvel. They'll be coming for toothpaste. Yep. Can't have teeth too white. Apparently, that'll be the hashtag. The Elseworld. Yes, I did. Where she's in the Crimean. Is it the Crimean War?
Wonder
Woman 1854. I did see that. Like, that's the Wonder Woman we should have fucking gotten in Wonder Woman 84. But no, we get I can't use my sword because that's too aggressive. You could use your shield defensively. Okay, not touching on that. Yep. I'm gonna go crazy. But
it'll turn into another like hour-long stream.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Talking about Wonder Woman again.
I can't do that. So, because in 10 minutes, I gotta start wrapping it up here. In 10 minutes, I will be going on the formerly known as the Raging Geek Jedi show. So I'll see you all over there. So, wrapping it all up, Cobra Kai is a success. So therefore, they are attacking it because for being too white. Batman the Animated Series getting sequel, I do not see that happening, and I don't really see it being as good as the original series. Wonder Woman 84, well, it's on the threshold. It's on the threshold, as Lyndon said, of being rotten and fresh right now. Obviously review bombing, because apparently it was so well received by the mass audiences watching them film. And the future state is not looking good for DC, in my opinion, but I'm going to not judge it just yet until I've had a chance to look into it. And Zatanna, who's one of my favorite characters, I still have the top hat, as you can see. When I dressed as her for Halloween, the fact that like she's getting shit like this, I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all with the direction DC is going. I beat you last time, Stieg. So, and I watched Back to the Future Part 2. So you're going down, Viking. So, on that note, Steph, anything else you have planned for your channel? Any live streams you have coming up?
Yeah, I have makeup and media tomorrow. Yay!
Yay. So, that's in the morning, right?
I don't know. It's whatever time I wake up, honestly.
All right,
Yeah.
there it is, folks. There it is.
Usually, I think it's like after the Sports Wars stream. So
Okay, so maybe I'll be on, maybe I won't. It depends on if Steph shoots the link out to some people, but we'll see. Unless I'm napping, I should be available tomorrow afternoon, because that'll be after the Sports Wars stream. So tune in for that. I will be returning to making videos next week on my channel. I took a hiatus because of the holidays and everything like that, so I'm going to be coming back with a vengeance on my channel and revamping my Twitch page. So you'll see new emotes, you'll see a new panel, you'll see bit badges, things like that.
yay!
I think once I have all that situated, I think the game I'm going to stream on my return might just be Witcher 3. I know Cyberpunk technically is the new game, but it's not really... No one really wants to watch that. I might still play it, but we'll see. It's either going to be Witcher... It's either going to be Witcher 3 or Destiny 2. I don't know. We'll see. One of those games. We'll go from there. And I'll probably be... maybe Wednesday, so I can raid the Geeks and Gamers guys when they do their stream, or Thursday time frame. We'll see. We'll see how the schedule works next week. If not next week, then definitely the week after that. So tune in for that as well. So on that note, in 10 minutes, go over to Geekblend's channel. Steph put the link in the chat. Go over there. I will see you over there shortly. So,
And I think
we will have to take next week off because I won't be able to stay up this late. Anyways, I have like a lot of stuff going on next weekend, so we'll have to take a hiatus next weekend and return the following weekend for Talk Nerdy to Us. So I'm sorry for that, but the next weekend will be this coming weekend after this will be busy for me, so I won't be able to do the weekly live stream. So, and I will tweet that out again later on in the week to remind everyone. So, a week after that, same bad time, same bad channel. Tune in on Geekblend's channel. I will be there. Thank you to Steph for her input on all the stupidity in the pop culture news, from the good, the bad, to the what the fuck that we saw on our stream. And if she does make up media, tune in for that as well tomorrow. So, good night. Have fun. See you all later. Bye.
bye.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.